Today I'm going to talk about a book called Midnight at Malabar House by Vaseem. This is a whodunit, but it's against an interesting backdrop of India post-partition. So in 1949, on New Year's Eve at midnight, Persis, who's the first female inspector in the Indian police force, gets a phone call reporting the death of an important British diplomat. So she is first on the scene, so she becomes the lead in what becomes a murder investigation. Persis is stubborn, hot-tempered, won't be put off. She's the kind of woman that in a male-dominated society such as India, they don't like very much and they try to sideline, but she won't be sidelined. So although it's a whodunit, it's very interesting to learn about post-partition India. You learn about things like the class system between the different religions, and also there's a kind of harking back to the things that went on while partition happened. So it mentions Nehru and Gandhi and Mountbatten, and also things like the riots and the way that the Indian force led by the British killed many people, as well as the Indians rioting and trying to kill the British, but they also killed each other. And that's what the very source of this murder turns out to be, something in the past that happened when the country was being divided, because they just basically drew a line down through, split off Pakistan, and now the new nation is trying to become independent and move away from the British, while still some Britons stay and try to make a new life in the old country. Persis is a really interesting character. She's stuck in Malabar House, which is the police station where they send officers that they don't really know what else to do with. So, for example, one of her colleagues made a mistake by killing an innocent bystander when he was chasing a criminal. Another one now has turned to drink. She's the commander, and he was, very gung-ho when the British were in charge, and he was a real rising star. But after the British were moving out of India, his kind of popularity waned, and now he's stuck in Malabar House drinking himself to death, basically, because nobody wants to be reminded of what happened in the past. So Persis is a bit annoyed to begin with, because she's stuck with this guy called Archie Blackstock. He is a criminal investigator. He's British, and he's a bit awkward as well. So he's not very good at talking to people. He's a bit, he says the wrong thing, a bit like her really, because if someone annoys her, she'll quote something at them because she's very intelligent, which makes them look a fool, but gets them quite angry because, of course, they don't really understand her a lot of the time. So Persis lives with her father, who's disabled, and there's a bit of a mystery about the death of her mother, and her auntie is always trying to get her married off because that's what good Indian girls do. So, as I was saying, it's a really good historical novel. The backdrop adds to the atmosphere. There's a lot of sort of threatening things going on. She has to stand her ground, as do the other people. Beatings happen, killings happen, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of law, although she believes in it, because there's a lot of political shenanigans going on, and also there's a lot of bribery and corruption. So I would thoroughly recommend this if you're interested in that era of Indian history, because although it is fiction, it's set at a time of huge unrest and upheaval, and it kind of harks back to what happened in those times. So if you'd like to give it a go, do try and come into the library. We're open. We're also still doing choose and collect, which means that you can either give us a ring or you can give us an email. Tell us the sort of books that you like or the authors that you like, and if we've got them in the library, we can get them for you, or you can reserve them and pick them up. But there is a charge for that now because we're out of lockdown. So hope to see you soon. Bye.